Everybody, welcome to the first ever Willingham Primary School online reading assembly. So, here we go. We're going to be carrying on with Alice's Adventures in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. And if you remember back when we last read, Alice had just joined a bit of a strange tea party with a mouse, a Mad Hatter and a March Hare. So, the Dormouse slowly opened his eyes.
"I wasn't asleep,"
he said in a hoarse, feeble voice.
"I heard every word you fellows were saying."
"Oh, tell us a story," said the March Hare. "Oh, yes, please do," pleaded Alice.
"And be quick about it,"
added the Hatter, "or you'll be asleep again before it's done."
"Once upon a time there were 3 little sisters,"
the Dormouse began in a great hurry.
"and their names were Elsie, Lacey, and Tilly, and they lived at the bottom of a well."
"What did they live on?" said Alice, who always took a great interest in questions of eating and drinking.
"They lived on treacle,"
said the Dormouse, after thinking a minute or two. "They couldn't have done that, you know," Alice gently remarked. "They'd have been ill."
"And so they were,"
said the Dormouse, "very ill." Alice tried a little to fancy to herself what such an extraordinary way of living that would be, but it puzzled her too much, so she went on, "But why did they live at the bottom of a well?" "Take some more tea," the March Hare said to Alice very earnestly. "I've had nothing yet," Alice replied in an offended tone, "so I can't take more."
"You mean you can't take less?"
said the Hatter.
"It's very easy to take more than nothing."
"Nobody asked your opinion," said Alice. "Who's making personal remarks now?" the Hatter asked triumphantly. Alice did not quite know what to say to this, so she helped herself to some tea and bread and butter, and then turned to the Dormouse and repeated her question. Why did they live at the bottom of a well? The Dormouse again took a minute or two to think about it, and then said,
"It was a treacle well."
"There's no such thing." Alice was beginning very angrily, but the Hatter and the March Hare went, "Shh, shh," and the Dormouse sulkily remarked,
"If you can't be civil, you'd better finish the story yourself."
"Oh, go on. No, please go on," Alice said very humbly. "I won't interrupt you again. Well, I dare say there may be one."
"One indeed,"
said the Dormouse indignantly. However, he consented to go on.
"And so these the 3 little sisters, they were learning to draw, you know."
"What did they draw?" said Alice, quite forgetting her promise.
"Treacle,"
said the Dormouse, without considering it at all this time.
"I want a clean cup,"
interrupted the Hatter.
"Let's all move one place on."
He moved as he spoke, and the Dormouse followed him. The March Hare moved into the Dormouse's place, and Alice, rather unwillingly, took the place of the March Hare. The Hatter was the only one who got any advantage from this change, and Alice was a good deal worse off than before, as the March Hare had just upset the milk jug into his plate. Alice didn't wish to offend the Dormouse again, so she began very cautiously. "But I don't understand. Where did they draw the treacle from?"
"You can draw water out of a water well," said the Hatter, "so I should think you could draw treacle out of a treacle well, eh, stupid?"
"Well, they were in the well," Alice said to the Dormouse, not choosing to notice this last remark.
"Of course they were," said the Dormouse. "Well in."
This answer so confused poor Alice that she let the Dormouse go on for some time without interrupting it.
"They were learning to draw,"
the Dormouse went on, yawning and rubbing his eyes, for it's getting very sleepy.
"and they drew all manner of things, everything that begins with an M."
"Why with an M?" said Alice.
"Why not?"
said the March Hare. Alice was silent. The Dormouse had closed its eyes by this time, and was going off into a doze, but on being pinched by the Hatter, it woke up again with a little shriek, and went on,
"That begins with an M, such as mouse traps, and then the moon, and memory, and muchness. You say the thing's much of a muchness. Did you ever see such a thing as a drawing of a muchness?"
"Really? Now you ask me," said Alice, very much confused.
I don't think. Then you shouldn't talk, said the Hatter.
This piece of rudeness was more than Alice could bear. She got up in great disgust and walked off. The Dormouse fell asleep instantly, and neither of the others took the least bit notice of her going. Though she looked back once or twice, half hoping that they would call after her, the last time she saw them they were trying to put the Dormouse into the teapot. At any rate, I'll never go there again, said Alice as she picked her way through the wood. It's the stupidest tea party I ever saw in all my life. Just as she said this, she noticed that one of the trees had a door leading right into it. That's very curious, she thought. But everything's curious today. I think I may as well go in at once. And she went in. Once more she found herself in the long hall and close to the little glass table. Now I'll manage better this time, she said to herself, and began taking the little golden key and unlocking the door that led into the garden. Then she set work at nibbling at the mushroom. She kept a piece in her pocket till she was about a foot high. Then she walked down the little passage, and then she found herself at last in the beautiful garden, among the bright flower beds and the cool fountains. Right, that'll do for today. That's taken us up to chapter 8. I hope that you're all getting on fine at home and that you're doing things like the Joe Wicks workout every morning at 9 o'clock. Don't forget to do that. It's a great thing to do, great way to start your day. Over the next few days, there'll be more and more things coming up onto the website for you to join in with and for you to activities for you to do. So keep an eye on that. Be good to your parents. Be good to the people that are looking after you. Make sure that you are living your time at home with kindness, integrity, hard work. Make sure that you keep on doing what we always do, which is getting a little bit better every day so that we become the best versions of ourselves. And I shall see you again for another assembly. It might not be every Wednesday. We might get some sneaky extra ones in as well. But so keep looking on our channel to see when the next part of the story has come up.